pretty big turnaround points-wise from Sunday night, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we needed it. For and against is pretty important to us. So to get those points, and that we wouldn't have thought at 26-12 that we might get out to 50. But boys' credit, they strung together some good passages of play at the back end of the game. Get some points. Oh, look, it's hard to tell. It's good. Yeah, we've been inconsistent, so it's good. There was some nice attack out there. I thought our control, our first 20 minutes was very good, and an outstanding kicking game from the boys that kicked the ball, Jonathan and Ray and Matty Bowen. Like, we put the kicks on the money, and the conditions are quite oppressive. Like, you needed to get the territorial advantage there, and we were able to do that. And so we talked about it, but it's one thing talking about it, but actually completing out there and to get those points up in the first 40 minutes was very good. Yeah, look, I think it is a team performance, you're right, and John had his hands on the ball a lot, but he's complemented by the guys out there. And, our front rowers, starting front rowers are very good for us, and then we got a little bit of impact off the bench. I thought Tarek's building too. Taz had more minutes in the game and stronger with his carries, but everyone pulled their weight out. Antonio was strong, Antonio Winterstein at left centre, so they all played a role out there, and that's what's pleasing. We've been up here for a week, just about, so and we've promoted the game, and a great crowd. 15,000 people is fantastic. So it's a great night for us in particular, but for rugby league, I think.
There's been a lot of talk that James coming out with the test side for Australia. Is he coming up for the last?
Like I said, we're going to look out of place. Playing pretty good footy for us. He's taking us forward. He's got a bit of whack in defence. Yeah, we're looking out of place there, that's for sure.
Surprising for you. You talked about making the Kiwi side 2 weeks ago. Tell me out.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we support his decision. I mean, it's up to him, and he's made that decision. And as Jono said, I think he's been very strong, and he really has stepped up and matured too. And he's had to step up when we've lost Matty Scott, and Thumper's not there. So, and he's really taken on that challenge and been great for the boys.
Now, I was going to say, you spent a lot of time in Canberra where visiting teams have fines for talking about the cold. Do you think there's a chance your opponents were a bit psyched out by the heat tonight?
Oh, look, it's difficult. I mean, coming from Sydney, I think it's been quite cool there, and there is a big change-up. And we noticed that the heat was a bit hotter up here than we're used to as well. It's a couple of degrees, and the humidity. So we fully support the breaks and the longer half-time. And I know the boys have lost a fair bit of weight. So it is fairly tough conditions, but I thought that actually the crowd were entertained with some very good football in the conditions, and some great tries there and passages of play. Oh, we have an agreement with the Northern Territory government, so we're bound to promote the game and do that. We normally we had a trial up here, or 2 trials in the Northern Territory, so in lieu of that we come up early, and we're happy to do that. We've done that with Cronulla before, playing in Adelaide, and some Sydney teams take their home game to another venue. So we're certainly quite happy to come up north. Sorry? Well, I think that we are used to the conditions a bit more, but it was pretty impressive for our guys as well. And no doubt I think we handled it a little bit better. But we did play good football too. The possession we had, we didn't turn over cheaply, and we played some good footy. And I thought our defence was quite solid. We nullified what they've been able to do in previous games. So that's a good team performance for us, and which we needed.
Jonathan, when you sort of see your opponents before a game talking about the conditions in interviews and stuff, does it make you feel you've got some sort of psychological advantage, or it doesn't make any difference out on the field?
Not really. I suppose it just all comes down to who performs better, and I think our start to the from the start we're pretty clinical, and like Neil said, we kicked well, we executed well, and we blew them off the park in that first 20 minutes, and that's what was really set it up. We'll have to look at our coming out after half time. We're starting the second half. That killed us last week, and sort of a little bit soft there in the second half to the start of it. But in these conditions, it's tough coming out 26-0 or whatever it was. So the boys did well to get the momentum back and put 50 on them.
Yeah, it's been emotional. You said
Yeah, look, it's been a disruptive week because of Rob Louis, and that's been the press. But the boys, we've been very supportive of him, and we'll talk through that again. We're here with a focus to get 2 points and play some good football. We're able to do that. I knew our preparation was good. It's on a short turnaround too, so we're up here really with a short turnaround, the 6-day turnaround, and the boys were a bit banged up from the physical game against Melbourne. And we really only had one session where we put everyone together, so it's a credit to them that we could get focused on the game and get a result. We haven't always played well in the heat. We're only 1 from 4 at home, and we'd like to say it's an advantage for us at home, but we haven't been great there so far this year.
John, can you talk about the players handling that decision?
So,
The Louis decision, how to play, what sort of handling, focus on that?
yeah, look, like I said, we're very supportive of Robert. And, we're hoping, when he gets back into the club and can train with us and so forth. But I think the boys showed a lot of professionalism with the way they've handled it. It's a pretty big blow for a bloke's career. Like I said, we're supportive of him, and that's it.
With Tamalolo, you've gauged this one, him and his progression pretty cautiously. Do you think he's ready for the Kiwi side, or do you think he's maybe...
Look, there's no doubt he's a talent, and he's explosive, and you saw that again tonight. He's done that in a couple of games where he's hard to handle with the ball in hand. We've been mindful of time on field, and he's been back to play 20s a little bit too. But look, if I think that off the bench he could add something there. I think he just carries the ball, and he's got a physical presence as well, and he's got he's quick on his feet. So, I don't think he'd look out of place. It's a step up. Jonathan would be more qualified. The arena, you go to Origin and you play for your country. It's a big step for him. But look, if he was selected, we'd shake his head and say, well done. And that's the same with anyone.
Yeah, look, he's been, like I said, he's explosive. You can see what a talent he is. If he gets a bench spot there, then we'll congratulate him. But I don't think he'll look out of place in the Kiwi side. And, they'll certainly be fine up there at Eden Park.
Did you enjoy running?
I wouldn't be running over.
Neil, just back to Darwin. I know this is a away game, but would the club, do you think, ever entertain bringing a home game here for 12 points here? Because you wouldn't think Earth's going to come back next year.
I think there's enough scope that, there's a couple of clubs that do look at taking games away. We play games in Perth, we've played Cronulla and Adelaide before, and I think that they work out that us drawing a crowd in Sydney sometimes just doesn't work. And if you're guaranteed money from state governments to bring a game, it's a financial decision. And we're quite happy to play up here too, next door neighbours, and we do have some distant star members, and it has taken off a little bit up because we've been here for this our 3rd year in a row. So we'd like to maintain a presence in Northern Territory. Now, if we can get a game up here, it'd be fantastic. I don't know if we'd bring a home game up here. We're locked into our corporates, and we enjoy healthy crowds down in Townsville. But who knows in the future? But 15,000 here tonight indicates that there's a rugby league presence, in the Northern Territory and Darwin in particular, and to have that sort of crowd in a population of 120,000 people is fantastic. So, look, it's a good, for the game, it's a great success tonight.
This is the last year of the agreement, so you have to...
I think we'd like to renew the agreement. So if there's people out there listening to this,
Well, it felt like I know conditions aside, but it felt like a Cowboys home game, really.
Well, it did, but I think there was a lot of Roosters supporters here too. The fact there's 28-0 at half time makes silences the crowd a little bit. So I think there's support here for rugby league in general, and we got the 2 points tonight. But I think there's scope to try and bring a game here, once a year. And if that's us, we'd certainly look at it.
And facilities-wise, make it a team part.
Yeah, this facilities are here are great. There's a bit of a corporate area too, and the boys had no complaints. As I said, it was quite hot. You might play this game a month later, when the temperature drops a bit more. I think timing-wise, it could go a little bit later, and I think that'd make it more attractive for Sydney-based teams or other teams to come in.
How's your meeting?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. No
So
problem.
this week?
Yeah.
Is Cooper all right?
Yep.
Cooper?
Yeah, cramped up. Yeah.
All right, thanks.